Ladies and gentlemen, the boys were back in town with DPW Fire this time. Their pro wrestling show that is for real, and not an e-fed. I want to go ahead and talk about the show, give my 2 cents on it. But before I do that, to make you understand where I'm coming from, I want to say a couple of things. I've been watching these guys individually before they even came together. Before DPW happened, before Deadlock happened. Basically, I first started watching Pulse in 2013 or something. He's one of the biggest reasons why I'm a huge pro wrestling fan today. Why I find myself in fucking Germany in all places. I'm a Turkish person, by the way. I live in Turkey. There's no pro wrestling in Turkey. I wanted to become a professional wrestler. Again, someone thanks to guys like Pulse, guys like Johnny from New Legacy Inc. and New Legacy Inc. in general, honestly, and Tony Pizza Guy that made me love professional wrestling. There's no professional wrestling here in Turkey. I said there was no, but there is still none. So I had to go to Germany. It's a whole thing. And actually, speaking of professional wrestling in Turkey, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. Me and a couple of my other YouTuber friends that are Turkish, we tried to do something like this as well, except we live in Turkey. So imagine the same exact thing as this show, DPW Fire, but with 15 times less the budget. I'm still very proud of what we did. We did some really sick shit, honestly. Very stupid also, by the way. Extremely stupid. But I point this out. I want to say this because I can relate to this show. Really, while I was watching this show, because of its atmosphere, I really felt like I was watching one of my own shows that I did, which made this entire thing even more interesting. So that's enough background on me. Let's start to get to the show because there is a lot to talk about, especially because this is the first episode. The show starts out with this logo here, a very decent intro. I feel it's not great, it's not bad, it does the job, but I wish it could have been more unique. Maybe with in the future when they have more footage, they can do that. Before I show you guys the venue, I want to talk about the graphics in general. Whoever fucking designed them, wow, bro, Jesus fucking Christ, they're incredible. They look incredible, sleek, just super, super good. Throughout the show, everything, logo-wise, overlay-wise, lower third-wise, just whatever you can think of, it's super good. I mean, Deadlock in general never really had a problem with that. Anyways, we quickly, after the intro, see the venue. There's about, let's say, 60, 70 people here, maybe less or more. I'm not too sure. I'm too lazy to count right now. We see the ring, which is quite important, of course. It's a lower ring, and it doesn't seem to have too much protective foam there. And overall, quality-wise, it doesn't look that great, especially if you look at ropes. But obviously, this isn't WWE or AEW we're talking about. This is pretty much an indie wrestling company. Even saying company seems a little strange to me. Promotion? I think promotion is the best word for it. So obviously, I'm not expecting the greatest ring quality. But other than that, I look at the color scheme, like the ropes, black, orange, black, super fucking cool looking. The turnbuckle, super good looking. The black mat and the DPW logo. The aesthetic is great. And hopefully in the future, for the wrestlers, the quality of the ring can be more improved as well. Anyways, everything in consideration, this looks pretty good. Then we start with our first match of 3 matches of the night. This match is a normal match, no championship tournament or anything. We start with Lucky Ali, which I really, really liked. I'll get to the reason why. And Kid Bandit, which okay, you know, I don't hate him, but he doesn't do much for me. I'll put it that way. Okay, the reason why I like Lucky Ali so much is basically he looks like a wrestler and he wrestles like a wrestler. What I mean by that is, I mean, the looks part is quite obvious and quite easy to understand, I think. But this is a screenshot of him doing a knee drop, or not even a knee drop, just kneeing Kid Bandit in the back. He does this twice throughout the entire match, back to back. And I remember it. The reason why I remember it is because he does it so fucking well. And not just with these knees. Every single thing he did in this match, he fucking did it slowly or methodically, properly. Everything he did had impact and it looked good. And I really appreciate that about Ali. You know, he was very, very credible in the ring. So I enjoyed seeing him wrestle a lot. And when I say this, this doesn't mean that I hate Kid Bandit, by the way, because there were some moments he shined as well. For example, this double 619, pretty fucking good. the spinning kicks he did throughout the match, pretty good because, yeah, you can really dish him out. It looks really good, really properly done. But I wanted to show you this kick. By the way, I'm only using screenshots because if you haven't watched this, first of all, go ahead and watch it because it's pretty good. Second, I don't want to disrespect the guy's content. You know, they went through all the trouble of hiring these wrestlers, putting this whole thing together. So I want to take away as little as possible from what they did. So I'm using screenshots. Not because I'm lazy. No, come on now. Why would that be the case? Anyways, I put this here because right after that, Ali just gets eliminated Smash Bros style, just goes outside the frame, basically. Anyways, yeah, it was just amazing. And as you can see, no other camera is recording Ali here. So, and even if there was another camera recording Ali falling down to the ground, I would use this camera angle if I was the editor of this video, because this might be the possibly be one of the best things about this episode. Just looks so good. All right, let's continue. Oh yeah, up until this point the match was okay, but this is where it really started to pick up. I mean, Kid Bandit died, then he killed his murderer with a spike DDT. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And then there was this move. I don't know the name of it, but my finisher, at least the move I would like to be my finisher, is a Rainmaker DDT, which is kind of similar to this move. I like to do it with a ripcord as well. So anything that looks similar to that move, I absolutely adore because I adore that move in the first place because it looks so fucking brutal. And this move looked very brutal as well. I think it could easily be Kid Bandit's finisher. He does this, Ali kicks out. And before we see this brutal clothesline, he tries, Kid Bandit tries his finisher Rasengan, which is like I guess, very similar to the phenomenal elbow, I would assume. He didn't get to do it, so I don't know. By the way, every single one of these wrestlers, besides Rosemary, I'd say, I guess Andrew Revit counts as well. The remaining 4 wrestlers, it's the first time I'm seeing them, let me put it that way. Anyways, Kid Bandit misses a Rasengan, then he gets his head taken off, and he loses his match. A decent match. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Like I said, I enjoyed everything about Ali. Kid Bandit wasn't bad at all either. I just wished he would be a little bit more serious. Sell a little bit more. I mean, yeah, everybody who's watching this show, especially, I would consider everyone here hardcore fans, right? We know it isn't real, but, you know, at least act like, you know, just try a little. But a good opener match, and not a problem at all because the negatives here, not a problem at all because the show gets good from decent, you know. It goes decent, good, and in the main event it goes great, but we'll get to all of those momentarily. Now, this is a thing, I know I said I'm not gonna show any videos or any GIFs or anything like that, just screenshots, but I gotta show you this one, hold on. Right, okay, check this out, look carefully. It's hard to miss. You see that? You see that reset? This is just one of my nitpicks, but like this background flame video thing going on, you could easily loop this. But every 15 seconds or so, it resets. And I don't know, it just bothered the shit out of me. I hope if the editor is watching this video, please, just loop this shit. Don't let this happen. Hold on, let's see if it happens again. Yep, look at this, bro. I know in the grand scheme of things, it fucking doesn't matter, but man, it bothered me. It bothers me. Anyways, let's continue. We got this guy. I just want to put this here because I thought for the longest time that this guy was Tabiimu. He kind of looks like him. And it's been a couple of years since I've seen Tabiimu. I wonder what happened to him. I don't follow him anymore. So I thought, oh, I guess Tabiimu grew a beard and he's here now as an announcer. But no, I think Johnny said his name at one point, or maybe it was Pulse. But I'm still not sure. I'm still on the fence. This might still be Tabiimu. I don't know. Right, we got the second match here with Bojack, who's immediately over with the crowd, and he's over with me. And I'm sure every single person watching this video fucking loves Bojack. He's over as fuck, and he has it. He simply has it. The look, the moveset, the demeanor. Bojack is the guy, bro. I heard Pauls talk about Bojack, I'm sure, and he said how good he was. And he was right. Bojack is fucking amazing. Is he perfect right now? Obviously not. He's obviously new. Regardless of that fact, he's a lot better than a lot of new people in the wrestling business. And in a couple of years, he can really go somewhere, you know. The sky is the limit for Bojack for sure. And this match proves it as well. Now here comes his opponent, Josh Fuller, which I actually didn't like too much in the beginning. With his Mikey Banker, he's his manager, who didn't really do much besides one thing throughout the entire match. But, I mean, this match was about Bojack, true and true. The beginning was a little goofy for me, and actually a little slow. I thought I might not enjoy this match, but this here happens. Fuller realizes who's behind him. He chops the guy like a stupid idiota. And then Bojack chops him. And this is where everything starts. This is where the match gets really, really good. Well, Bojack picks him up for a suplex, and he gets bent like this, which is quite, scary for me. I thought like something bad was going to happen. But no, they recovered pretty well, pretty safely. Brutal suplex, looks pretty good as well. Popped the crowd, popped me, fucking shook the ring. Pretty good. And then, just Fuller just kept taking, move after move, punishment after punishment. He sold well. And in the beginning, like I said, I didn't really think I would like Fuller, but as the match went on, I started to really like him as well. There was this move, which this part was great. Bojack threw him in the air, caught him, and then put him down. This part wasn't great, actually. This move, I don't think it hit as well as they planned. Maybe it was this camera angle, but honestly, we see the camera guy over here, right? Even from that angle, I don't think it was gonna look that good. Which is a shame, because besides this, I don't really have too many gripes about this match. This was a little scary for me. Thankfully, Bojack is strong as hell, and it was able to catch Fuller before he fell on his neck. This is my other gripe with the match. There was 3 suicide dives, which were not good. They were not good. The first 2 was not good. Let me be more specific here. Because Fuller goes into the ring. He doesn't actually go that fast anyways, which is, go, bro, go. You're in a fight. No time to wait. He goes to the ropes, kind of like a little slow. And he gets even slower when he's about to jump. So it kills all the momentum. It doesn't look good. The first 2, they catch like this. They're hugging each other. It doesn't look good. There's no impact. It looks weird. But thankfully, in the third one, they redeemed themselves, because this looked fucking awesome. I love this one right here. It looked like a spear, basically. And Bojack sold it well as well. And then, this is basically the only thing the manager did. Like I said, this match was all about putting Bojack over and showing how strong and how good he is. So I'm sure in future matches, Fuller and his manager, they're going to get to do a lot more. But this was basically, for sure, Fuller's best move. Looks super good. One of my favorite moves in the entire night anyways. Of the entire night. English is my native language. And then everything was going well. Fuller decided to, take his chances of winning, which were very small already, and he just took a huge shit on that by trying to do an overdrive. The crowd went crazy. Johnny obviously went crazy, saying don't do it. Obviously, very quickly he got reversed, put onto Bojack's shoulders, popped up into a sit-out powerbomb. The ring shook once again. People shook as well. Good pop, good match. Just overall good. Really like Bojack. I didn't think I would like Fuller, but I like him as well. Excited to see what both of them are going to do. And by the way, that was the first match for the Eliminator tournament for the championship, if I'm remembering correctly. And Bojack obviously advances. Now we got the second match for the, I was going to say AEW, but no, DPW. Eliminator Tournament Championship, whatever. The name is a little too long, honestly. It's also 4 a.m. for me in the morning, so I'm a little tired. That's why my English is also a little rusty. Regardless, I was not ready. I was not ready for this match, bro. I don't think anybody was. I mean, sure, it's the first main event of the first show of DPW, right? So it is very important. But bro, these two blew me and the entire crowd, and I'm sure everybody else who watched this, out of the water. Wow, just wow, they put in the work here. And again, both of these guys, Andrew Everett and Rosemary, they had it. They had this star quality. It's something you don't describe. You can't describe. It's just something that you feel from the way they move, from the way they breathe, from the way they get in the ring, from the way they stand, from the way they even fucking blink. They have this certain aura, right? And I think Rosemary was definitely the one with the most it factor. She just oozes charisma, oozes star energy, to me anyway. I really, really liked, what she was putting down, especially in the beginning of the match. But I gotta be honest, Rosemary was outshining Andrew Everett in the beginning. But of course, if you've watched this, again, watch it if you didn't. Andrew Everett, in the end, with all the crazy shit he does, starts to outshine Rosemary and he beats her. But we'll get to that. There's a lot to talk about in this match, so I'm gonna try to be a little fast here because I don't want this video to go for too long. Right, I put this here to just, remind myself of, how good she is in wrestling in general, not just in the ring, but, character-wise. The match, before it starts, the ref has to, pull out 10,000 knives off of the knee pads of Rosemary. She basically has a knife hidden in every part of her body. And then once the ref is done with that, we have a little, comedy spot with Andrew thinking he's going to be stabbed. And quickly, the match gets serious. Quite serious, actually, because in the first couple of minutes, we get this spot, an Asai moonsault to the outside. And, at this point, whoa, okay, I think something's going to happen in this match. That's how I'm feeling. And I know this is the main event. I know they're going to put on a show, but I wasn't expecting a match of this caliber, but we'll get, there's so much to talk about, bro. We have this basically the lowest point of the match for me. Very goofy. Andrew Everett tries to punch Rosemary, and the camera angle isn't doing him any favors here. It looked bad. The punches looked bad. The AEW botch with the Dark Order guy, kinda on that level. I wish, if you can't do them, bro, just don't do them. Just do what Ali did, Do one good elbow, just one stiff elbow, make it look good, and that's it, But this is a small gripe, and actually, Andrew gets punished for those weak punches because he gets reversed and goes face first into a chair. If he punched Rosemary well, or gave a good shot to Rosemary, like a good stiff elbow, maybe this wouldn't have happened. So you deserve this, Andrew. Anyway, let's continue. We got this sick head scissor spot. Rosemary's having so much fun. And facials is a term in wrestling. I wish there was a better way to say it, honestly, but I put this screenshot here specifically because, she's in it, bro. Whatever she's doing, she's in it. And here, I wanted to focus on Rosemary and her interactions with the crowd, more specifically. She was just putting smiles on everybody's faces, That's something that I really like to see. Anyways, after this, they get in the ring and shit starts getting really, really serious. This is, what is it? A sling blade? And Andrew Everett just, at this point, starts selling everything like a motherfucker, bro. Oh my God. This is just like the beginning. Anyways, he does a jump off of a springboard, basically. And he could have easily, landed on his feet, then got tackled. But no, he fucking takes a bump from the third rope, springboard. Back bump. Okay. Then he gets caught in this scorpion deathlock. Obviously not going to tap out. Gets front chancery. Looked pretty nice again. Then there's this spot of double choke slam. Quite interesting. Rosemary catches Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett isn't going to take that shit. He catches Rosemary as well. They lift both each other up and choke slam. A little goofy for my liking. Honestly, there is a better way to do this, and actually, there's an example of that a little later in the match. But before we get to that, there is this, whatever you want to call this. I call it fucking amazing. It's just incredible, bro. Seriously, if you haven't watched it, just watch the entire thing just for this part. Just for this part alone. Andrew is just fucking insane. Well, yeah, even he's shocked, wow. Anyways, he does a bunch of moonsaults here, ends it with a lion salt, the combination. Rosemary kicks out. Again, takes a back bump from the third rope, springboard, by the way, known as a front missile dropkick of the springboard variation. And then there's this spot. Again, this could be considered goofy or unrealistic, but it isn't. So Rosemary gets kicked in the head, falls down like this, and then gets up like a fucking demon screaming. And I think this fits perfectly. And this is a perfect balance of unrealistic stuff. Chokeslam was I think a bit too extreme, but this is perfect right here because it fits Rosemary so well and the match in general so well because the story, or one of the threads of the story, is that Andrew is scared shitless of Rosemary. So is the ref, and So as far as I'm concerned, give me more stuff like this and less of the double choke slam, honestly. I enjoyed it for what it was. All I'm saying is that I enjoy this much better because there's much more thought put into this. There's much more substance to this. Anyways, as if, these aren't crazy enough. Here's a German suplex off the top rope for you. Here's a scorpion death drop, which somehow Andrew kicks out of. Then there's this. Rosemary coming in with the miss, gets countered with a super kick, gets the deal done on her. Everybody pops. I pop. Just incredible. And she fucking kicks out. Can you fucking believe it? Everybody's in shock. Just wow. Anyways, Andrew goes to the top rope and you can see how close the ceiling is. Again, it just gives me some flashbacks of the shows I was a part of. Because in one venue, our situation was quite similar to this. But because Andrew is insane, because he's superhuman, he figures out a way to do a 450. Rosemary moves out of the way. Andrew lands on his feet. And he runs straight into his fucking funeral. Because Rosemary spears the shit out of him right here. Just spears the shit out of him. Why is this in reverse order? I don't know. But yeah. Gets speared, flips upside down. Another incredible sell by Andrew Everett, just selling his heart out here. Just going hard in the paint or whatever people say these days. Just super good. Yeah, goes for the pin, Rosemary does. Andrew kicks out. She can't believe it. This match is... If a match ended there, it would have been perfect. You know what I mean? But it continues. Rosemary ends up on her back. Eats a shooting star press from the second rope, by the way. Because we're talking about the 7'4" giant Andrew Everett who can do anything and everything. And Andrew beats Rosemary to end this very, very entertaining main event. And in the end, they shake hands. Again, good character work from Rosemary. And that's how the show ends. And overall, obviously, I think you can imagine that I really, really liked the show. There was some stuff that I didn't like. But this show it might not be even 50 minutes, maybe even less than that. Somewhere around 40, I'd bet. But while watching it, it felt really short because it was super entertaining. And now that I'm reviewing it and, looking back at what happened, even in this short period of time, there was a lot of shit to talk about. So much happened, so much good shit here. I thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed this. I mean, the main event speaks for itself, right? And considering the fact that this is their first show, I mean, we're gonna see some good shit here. I can already tell. So I'm very excited for the second show. I want to see what Chris Denker did. Because I've also been following him for ever since 2014. Somewhere around that time. When I moved to Canada, one day I want to be able to go to a DPW show, by the way. Somehow found a way. Yeah, overall just a very, very strong show. Very fun show. 10 out of 10, would like to see it again. And all those negative stuff I talked about, nothing is a deal breaker. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on this show. Let me know what you thought. So I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.